This video is sponsored by Always Remote. Now this is an amazing remote desktop software available for Windows, iOS and Android, as well as macOS. And it allows you to access your desktop remotely, which means you can transfer files, do remote printing, screen mirroring, and even gaming. Now with the free version you get remote desktop access, but with the pro version you get the free features as well as remote CMD plus the ability to remotely control your Android devices. And with the highest tier, the game version, you can stream your PC games to your mobile phone. Like I'm literally playing the last good Sonic Team game on my phone and it's running smooth, man. You can customize the keyboard and this works wherever you are as long as you've got a solid internet connection. It supports up to 144 FPS, so pretty much any game that you can run at a high frame rate. And you're probably thinking, but what if I leave the house or even leave the country and I want to be able to access my computer, but I forgot to turn it on? Well, they got you covered too because they got a smart plug. You plug your computer into this and then you can remotely turn on and off your PC no matter where you are by using the app on your phone. You can get 20% off for 2 devices or 40% off for 3 devices and more. And you can use my special coupon code on the screen to get an additional 10% discount. You can also collect Sunshine using the mobile app and use that to redeem rewards such as free membership to the pro versions of the software. So make sure to check out Allraid now. Alright, so it's once again time to talk about Sonic Origins, you know, the big upcoming Sonic release. Did I say big upcoming Sonic release? I mean the old games again, which is still enough to pull more views on this trailer than Frontier, so. And naturally, with any upcoming Sonic release, there has been some discourse surrounding this game. Now, usually this discourse is reserved for, you know, new games, but for some reason ports are getting it. And the discourse surrounds 2 things: the price of the game and the really convoluted pricing tables slash structure and multiple ways to purchase the game that SEGA decided to put out. So I figured it's time to get into both of these topics today because there's actually been an update to the pricing table. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers and hopefully 70,000 subscribers before Sonic Frontiers comes out. So yes, the debate is Sonic Origins overpriced? Now before I delve into what I think about the price, we do need to discuss the pricing table, which was so confusing that SEGA felt like they had to update it, right? So yes, Sonic Origins got revealed in late April and the game is costing $39.99 or $44.99 for the digital deluxe version. But for my UK brethren, it's £32.99 and £36.99 for the digital deluxe version. But then when they revealed the trailer for the game, they created this super convoluted table on their website, basically detailing all these different start dash pack and premium fun pack and classic music pack. And if you saw my reaction video, I went through the table like, what the fuck is this? Like, not even from a financial standpoint, but just like the mess of what this is. Like all these random ass packs, and it's just like, I mean, I guess I get what they were trying to do. They wanted to have a standard version and a premium version, right? Which would have been simple if it was just 2 versions, right? You know, there's a basic and then there's like a pro, right? That's pretty understandable. But then the problem was that wasn't enough for them, so they had to have a pre-order bonus. But then of course, they didn't want to alienate those who got the standard version who then wanted the pro features later on, so then they had to have a way to allow you to get the pro things later on. So then they had a fun pack that had all the stuff that was in the digital deluxe edition so that you could purchase those things after you bought the standard version. But then that wasn't enough for them again, so they had to leave one thing out so they could put that in a classic music pack, so they have to purchase a secondary pack just to get those things. So the premium fun pack and the classic music pack are just there as upgrades to the standard edition. Now again, I've been showing you the old pricing table because I want to show how confusing it is before we move on to the updated version, right? And straight away move to the updated version and we can see how this is way less confusing. So before they had something called mirror mode, which they didn't fully explain what it is, but if you played Mario Kart, you can kind of estimate what it's going to be like, right? Mirror mode in the classic Sonic games. People came at me in my trailer reaction for saying that I thought mirror mode didn't come with the other versions of the game, but in reality it does come with the game, it's just an unlockable. But if you pre-order, then it comes pre-unlocked. So with the original table, it just said mirror mode unlocked, which I guess kind of explains that, but it's nowhere near as clear. With the new table, they say unlocked with pre-order, and then on the table part of the left, it says unlockable in game. So it's clearer that you can still get it in the game, you just have to unlock it. But by paying for the pre-order, you get it instantly. On top of that, all of the things from the Start Dash pack, which was the pre-order bonuses, have now been added to the standard edition and digital deluxe edition in terms of the text where it says included with pre-order or unlocked with pre-order, to make it clearer that you can get those things simply by pre-ordering. Because it seemed kind of ridiculous at first when you look at the table, you see the digital deluxe edition and there's still things missing from it when it's supposed to be the highest thing there. So by putting that text there, it goes, okay, so you do get everything with this highest tier as long as you pre-order. I mean, I figured that out before with the old table, but it took a lot longer to get there. Overall, I still think this table is a mess, but I think these few things have made it a lot less unbearable. I still think having a premium fun pack and a classic music pack is stupid. Like, you're really gonna sell additional music tracks as a whole separate pack. I just think having 5 columns for what's essentially a re-release of 30-year-old games is a bit excessive, even without factoring in price, right? But now let's get into the price. Now, we don't actually know what these premium fun pack and classic music packs are gonna cost, but I'm assuming if you pay for the standard edition and then decide you want to get the additional content that's in the digital deluxe without buying the whole digital deluxe, you're gonna have to pay more with those fun packs than you would have had you just paid for the digital deluxe. And yes, the discourse right now is that the game is too expensive. Basically $40 for Sonic Origins and $45 for Sonic Origins Digital Deluxe. A lot of people have been up in arms about the fact that the game is overpriced, and if you don't know what overpriced means, that means costing more than it's worth. And to that I say, well, so the fuck what? I mean, that sounds like a fanboy thing to say, but trust me, I'm not even trying to fanboy right now. It's just that I know exactly how this is going to pan out. Now, there are 2 categories of people when complaining about something being overpriced. Those who actually won't buy it at that price, and those who will complain and still buy it. And if you're in the secondary category, I don't think you should even be complaining, because quite frankly, it doesn't mean shit, right? If something costs more than it's worth and you still buy it, then clearly it doesn't cost more than it's worth, because you've decided it's still worth buying, right? Just like how a company might sell a handbag for like $10, but then make it a Louis Vuitton handbag or slap on a logo or brand designer thing, and then now they can sell it for $1,000 even though it's the same materials, right? Now, we'll never be able to know definitively what the exact budget of the game was to make, but we all know that when it comes to video games, there's a budget and they've priced the game in such a way that they can make a profit over a certain period of time, and charging more means they can make their money back faster. For you to say something is overpriced means you shouldn't be paying for it. If you think it should be $10 less, but you'd still pay $10 more, then it's not overpriced, right? The reason why full price games can cost $60, $70 is because they've determined that that's the amount that they can get a lot of people to pay. That's the reason why they don't cost $700. Because if the companies believe that they could charge $700 for one video game and the same people would still buy it, then they would be charging $700. They need to charge an amount that they know people are willing to pay. Whether you complain or not while paying doesn't change the fact that you're still paying. And I'm not saying this to hate on people in this camp, because I'm the same, right? Like, I think it's pretty high to be charging $45 or in the UK £37 for what is essentially 3 great games and Sonic CD. But I'm willing to pay for it, not because it's the most definitive way to play these games, but simply because it's the most convenient, right? It's all in one place, and they're gonna be decent ways of playing the game, not the best. I mean, we've got Sonic 2 Community's Cut, Sonic 2 Absolute, Sonic 1 Forever, Sonic 3 Air, which there's no way that Sonic 3 and Knuckles in Sonic Origins is being Sonic 3 Air, especially with the soundtrack not being the Michael Jackson one. But because of the sheer convenience of it, I will pay that hefty price, right? Which is why I'm not complaining, because if I'm going to pay for it anyway, I feel like I don't have the right to complain. It also helps that I'm a Sonic tuber and covering Sonic content is like my job, so like paying for a Sonic game is kind of just like within the budget, I guess. But I would have done it anyway. Now, for those who are complaining and actually won't pay that price, I think it's fair to say that you are voting with your wallet, and as long as you're willing to wait a little bit of time, it will eventually drop down to a price that's more comfortable. I mean, this game is coming out next month, June 23rd, Sonic's birthday, and the only reason they're charging this price again is because they know that there's some people that are willing to pay it, and all they're gonna do is milk those people until the sales slow down to a point where they're not comfortable, and then they go, go, okay, time to lower the price and reach people that weren't willing to pay $45 or $40, but are willing to pay $35 or $30, or maybe $25 or $20, and they just keep going down. It's like, if this is some sort of scale, then you've got patience on one end, and then on the inverse of that is how much you're willing to pay. Therefore, those who are the most patient are not willing to pay as much because they're willing to wait and pay less after the price drops, and those who are the least patient will pay the most because they want to get it the soonest, aka when it's new and charging MSRP. For example, if they said you could beta test Sonic Frontiers right now, but it's going to cost you $200, there's some very impatient people who'd pay $200 just to play Frontiers now instead of waiting until December, and I probably would do the same. So if you're someone who wants to play Sonic Origins, but you're definitely not going to pay the original price of the game, then the only thing you have to be is patient. And since Sonic fans love preaching patience, this shouldn't be hard, because the fact of the matter is, Origins is going to be discounted before Frontiers comes out, let's be real. And especially before the holidays, like before December, when the product inevitably drops in price to the point where you feel like the value of the product matches the price, then you can go and get it. I've literally been on both sides of the coin. Like, this is not just me saying this because I know I'd pay for Sonic, right? Because there's other franchises where I don't want to pay full price for certain games, even though the games look interesting, and I don't complain that the game is too expensive. I just wait until the price drops to where the price matches my interest level, and I go, okay, cool, I'll buy it now. Pricing is subjective, value is subjective, and at the end of the day, it's only worth what people are willing to pay. If you're still paying for it, then the price is fine. If you're not gonna cave, then you have to accept the fact that you have to be patient and you can't complain. Or you could always just pirate the game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this situation. They've updated the pricing table on their website because it was convoluted as fuck, but the prices remain the same. Are you going to be getting Origins when it's brand new at the price it's at now? Are you gonna wait for a price drop? Are you not getting it at all? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.